Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion plays Slay the Spire. I've had some wonky runs recently. Who did we play as last time? Last run, not so good. Super okay getting Infernal. I played as the Ironclad last time. This is a run from, I abandoned, I was playing off camera. Abandon this run. Play, silent. We're gonna try to, I think we leaned way too hard in the idea of gimmicks last time. Let's go down to, get down to brass tacks. Start doing first principles. What's a good card? Cloak and Dagger. What's a good card? Dagger Throw. What's a good card? Headbutt. That doesn't work on the silent, but that's okay. We're gonna start with a common relic, I think. 250 gold to obtain a curse is not bad, I think. Although when your deck's thin, it's worse. We could take it and we could remove a card right here. Man, we are forced into doing combat. Oh my god. Combat. Possible shop in Node 3. Combat. Anyway. I really like starting with 7 cards. Upgrading a card is fine. We would use it to upgrade Neutralize, but I think a random common relic is better. Enemies start vulnerable. It's pretty good. And I think, I mean, we might as well start here. It gives us more options for flexibility later. Enemies starting vulnerable is super nice. It means we can do a turn like this. You get to maximum block, and then strike, and he's like, not quite half dead, but, you know, 40% dead right off the bat. I've been playing a little bit off camera. I gotta admit, my off-camera games have essentially been going just about as well as the last 2 on-camera games. I had a really nice period where I heated up, I got great decks, and I ended up, getting 3 wins in a row, which was, you know, by my standards, personally amazing. And then we kind of fallen off a little bit. I think I've been playing a little bit. This happens in every roguelite I've ever played. You hit some degree of success, and then you go, well, I'm just going to replicate that on every run. And what happens is that you don't get the tools necessary to replicate it on every run, and all of a sudden you're like, well, what do I do now? I got an 11-card deck, mostly with strikes and defense, by the time I get to the first boss, and it's just not quite good enough. So I'm playing a little conservative here, choosing to take 0 damage. I think out of these 3 cards, Choke is good if you got a lot of low-cost cards, like 0 cost, that can enable it. Endless Agony can be okay, but Dagger Spray is like, that's a B+ card by itself. Even without any synergies, the more the merrier, though. This guy's got to go quickly. Might be an okay time to use Fire Potion, because remember, we have no healing, so to get him killed with Fire Potion wouldn't necessarily be the worst thing in the world. So this should be 27 damage done right off the bat. If we can hit him for 5, he'll die. I'd prefer not to use the potion. Like, hit him for 5 and then use the potion, he'll die. I'd prefer not to use the potion if we can get around it. Let's do some quick arithmetic. It's also, I'm doing a running monologue to try to slow myself down a little bit, because I'm rushing and I'm making bad plays that way. So we can hit him for 23, but that'll have no block. I think I'm okay taking 1 damage. That's unlikely to make much of a difference. So that would be 3 plus 8 plus 6. That would be 17 damage with 1 defend thrown up there. Actually, we will take no damage because of the neutralized weakness. Good, and we get to preserve our potion. I think I overvalue potions. I end up saving them way too often. When you think like 20 damage, it's nice. It's not really that big of a deal in the whole scheme of things. You know, if you can use that to avoid taking 10 damage, that's probably worth it. All-out attack can be really good. Slice can be good in the right kind of shell. But outmaneuver, I think, is almost always good, and it does kind of lean us towards a combo deck. I think it's easier to enable than all-out attack, though. We've got a couple options here. We could fight, and I think that's probably where I'm leaning right now. Or we could go to the shop and remove a card. We could remove, like, a strike, for example, but it's going to be expensive. Or we can go to the shop and try to actually buy, I mean, we probably won't get a relic, but we could get a card that maybe helps us figure out where this deck is going to go. That sucks that we can't get that. I mean, Madness is pretty good. If we're going to do card removal, we'd probably just cut a simple maybe a strike. Because we did just, what did we just add, actually, now that I think about it? Outmaneuver. We added dagger spray. So yeah, we could keep the balance of attacks and defends the same by taking out an attack, or go attack focus by taking out a defend. Noxious Fumes, I think, is really good, even on a deck that is not poison-based. It just puts every enemy on a timer. I think it's usually worth it. But I think I've got it. I think I'm going to take Sucker Punch, which is really nice. Especially that cheap, but it's just a strictly better strike. And then we'll... I mean, I either remove a strike, or I take Noxious Fumes. And I think... kind of erring on the side of deck thinness for now, because we don't know where we're going to go. Hopefully, even if that was the incorrect decision, my methodology makes a little sense. Okay, with vulnerable enemies, we definitely want a Dagger Spray. That'll take 5 damage off the field right off the bat. Then, 9 damage, 9 damage. We can't kill him. We can survive, dump a defend. And you might be thinking outmaneuver here, but I'm going to take Strike, because Strike is actually worth 1.5 strikes while he's vulnerable. So, I think we got no problems here, let's put it that way. But I think we probably want to play a little faster when he's vulnerable, and then play the value plays when he's normal. So I think Blur is a really nice enabler. I think I'm going to go with that. Infinite Blades enables a Shiv deck, but we don't know that we're going to have that yet. So I'm just going to go with... really, the theme of this deck at the present moment is cards that are better than the default strikes and blocks, and then that keeps us flexible, ideally, for the later days. So we'll get to apply 2 weak here, which is nice. And you have 7... 2 weak, but only 1 vulnerable. I'm going to continue to play it slow, and the reason is... you know, we got Elite, who could be annoying, but we have 2 potions. And then, question mark, this, question mark. We'd like to fight an Elite again, but we could go Campfire Elite as well. So we're going to have a decent amount of combat. I'd really like to stay at full HP if possible. So we'll go to 10 block, with block carrying over turn to turn, which means we'll keep 3 for next turn. Unlikely to really help us out that much, but he remains weak. So we only have to use 1 block here. Although technically we didn't have to use any because of Survivor. But anyway. There you go. We're actually in a great spot now, because if we have to, we can keep this guy from stealing all of our gold just by using the Fire Potion. And actually, sadly, I'm just going to do that right now, because we drew essentially no attacks. So I think the only way for us to kill him was to do that. Flying Knee is lovely. Deal 12 damage, discard all non-attack cards. It's really good if we can enable a discard deck. But we're kind of going Flying Knee here. Underhanded Strike I've had good luck with, but we need to build around it. So out of all these, I think Flying Knee is probably the best, but it's a little close. While he's vulnerable, I'm going to pop this Strength Potion. It's part of my, you know, New Year's resolution for Slay the Spire. You might be thinking I'm recording this on like January 2nd. Nah, it's like the 12th or something, but still, it's a long backlog. But it's just because I like playing the dang game so much. This time, I think we'll pop Outmaneuver to give us a little bit of gas next turn, but we're popping the Strength Potion early just so that we can kill this guy before he can do much damage, which gives us a better chance to, I think, chain this into another Elite right off the bat. Remember, every time we play a skill, this guy gets stronger. We're going to take a little damage. This does still pay for itself. Like, we're only going to take 5 damage, but he's gone way up in strength. So, just keep that in mind, that you're really selling tomorrow to pay for today when you do this. The weakness is very nice. I can either take 15 damage or 11 and make him a little stronger. Let me take 11 damage and make him a little stronger, because we're probably going to kill him next turn. This is actually a really quick Elite fight. I'm very thankful for it. Thank you, Strength Potion, for probably making that happen. Ice Cream is such a good relic. Energy is now conserved between turns. What that means is if we pop like a maneuver and a Flying Knee on turn 1, we get 6 energy on the next turn. We only got 4 cards to play or something like that. We play our 4 cards, we carry 2 energy into the next turn. It's really, really nice. And I think you go bullet time. It looks like we're going for a combo-focused deck here. Nothing wrong with that. It also means, for example, let's say no enemies are attacking, but all we have are defends. Just choose not to play the defends, and you're golden. So, I mean, bullet time right off of the bat is going to be awesome. Let's calculate our damage real quick. While they're vulnerable, we have 27 plus another 10. So we have 37 damage. I'm just trying to think about it. This is 10, 9. We have to use 4 attacks to kill this guy, 3 to kill this guy. So I think we'll, there is another thing to keep in mind, and that's that we could sucker punch this guy, take you almost all the way to death. Then he's not going to do enough damage to get over the blocks that we're going to do. He's not going to do enough damage to get over the blocks we're going to do anyway. He only makes us vulnerable for 1 turn. So, you know what? Make us vulnerable for 1 turn, and see if I care. Oh, 2 turns! Not that it's a big deal, but we might not quite get enough damage to... Oh, he's not attacking anyway. And by damage, I meant block regardless, but... Might as well preserve 5 block for next turn. All of our debuffs are going to come off, and we're completely set right now. We don't really have a... We don't have all the cards we need for the combo shell. This is a deck that, you know, if you're a fan of Magic the Gathering, oftentimes an archetype like this, I think it's called good stuff, which is just a catch-all term, essentially meaning we've got good cards in the deck. There's no overarching theme or synergy beyond that, but I do think Distraction is pretty good. It's the worst case scenario. You draw like a defend on it. Man, these question marks are screwing me. Drawing bullet time on turn 1 is just exceptional. It would be nice to start with more energy, play bullet time, and then we'd roll 1 energy into our next turn anyway. But you're going to go first because you have the damage output here. It would be nicer, although not necessarily necessary, if we could draw Blur right off the bat as well, and then we could stack, you know, like 15 block that last 2 turns. Now these guys are starting to hit pretty hard. So... I think I'll start with a Distraction. We got Dodge and Roll for free, which is, I mean, it's going to block something here. We should have just gone for more strikes, though, because this guy is going to live. So we're going to take 18 damage right here. We'll probably hit the Campfire before we hit the Elite, just to be safe. If we get the right kind of draw, we would be fine against the Elite, but wow, you're really going to... Alright, sure, yeah. So you're dealing 14 damage. We'll be able to roll a little block into the next turn. They're both doing debuffs as well. I think that's just a bad draw. It'd be easy to look at that and say, you know, we need more attacks in our deck, but I don't think that's necessarily the case. Super annoying, dude, that I can't kill you unless I neutralize you. So we definitely want... I mean, we want to play it all, I guess. We should be stabilized against this guy now, especially if we're not weakened for the next turn, which has been a real problem so far. 6 energy. That's the other thing, is that if you're only drawing 5 cards, Ice Cream essentially puts you at above maximum energy for the rest of the game. Like, we're rolling at least 1, usually 2 energy turn to turn. So we might want to, if we find 2 energy cards that are worth it, like now we're rolling 3 into the next turn, not that it matters because we're about to win, but if we could roll, or if we could get cards that are a little bit more expensive, but for good reason, they could be, this could be the right time to make it happen. Like, I'm going to try choking this deck and just see how it works. So, we are about to get another Relic, Whetstone. Upon pickup, upgrade 2 random attacks. An upgraded Flying Knee is okay. An upgraded Strike is not, but that's life. Happy Flower is extra energy, which is really good with Ice Cream, I think. It just stacks, it stacks the energy, you know. Getting 1 extra energy every 3 turns and then maybe not being able to use that, it could become a semi-permanent source of additional energy for us. So, we can think about this. Because he's vulnerable on turn 1, you know, we can hit him for 10 Plus 13, 23, which is actually just 15. Yeah, I kind of like this. It also weakens him for 1 turn, but not that that matters. And the reason I like it is actually because we get to preserve 1 energy for next turn. We could have used Blur, but Blur for 1, when he's not attacking, is the same as playing a block. So, this turn, we could choke, neutralize. Like, there's a decent attack. Neutralize is going to hit him for another 3. Just want to take a look. We got 2 more combats after this. I prefer to take as little damage as possible. You do want to get the Lagavulin hurt as quickly as possible. But he's taking some hits here. I'm not too worried about it. We're going to take 8. He's about half dead. This gives us 1 energy for next turn anyway. We're actually going to get 2 because of Flying Knee. But let's start with Distraction. Piercing Wail is going to mean he doesn't do as much damage. Alright, but he's still going to hit us for 12. But really, when we get him to 40, this is where he usually does his next debuff. So if we could just hit him really hard on this turn and get him to lethal for the next turn, that would be ideal. So the weakness is obviously like not really what we're looking for. But we'll play Outmaneuver, and that gives us 2 energy plus another 2 energy from Outmaneuver. And from our surplus here. So we should have like 7 energy on this turn. So we definitely start with a choke, a neutralize, a dagger spray, and he's dead. That went fine. We're going to start our next turn with Happy Flower anyway. Non-boss chests now also contain cards. It could be good. Sucker Punch is nice, but I don't know. I think Backflip is just a good card when we already have a Sucker Punch. We're only adding cards that I consider pretty decent here. So this guy's going to hit us for 10. We could hit him with a choke right off the bat. And then it would be like choke, neutralize, 1 defend, probably wouldn't get us there. I still think we tried. Choke is really good damage. Neutralize is going to hit him hard. Strike will deal 9, but it'll actually deal 12. So we'd hope for a good distraction here. Then by playing this, it's another 3 damage because of choke. We have 12 block because of leg sweep. 6 damage will deal 9 damage, which is actually 12 damage. So he's not dead, but he's definitely dead on turn 2. Ideally what we're hoping for is like a bullet time choke sort of situation, but we can't always guarantee that that's going to happen. That was a really good encounter. I think we can afford Blade Dance. It's 1 energy for 12 damage. Well, no, 1 energy for 8 damage. But you also get to play 3 cards for the cost of 1 energy to do that. So it synergizes with Choke. Now, that's a pretty light synergy for the time being, but... Hey, look at that, right off the bat. It might not be the right time, though, because we need to get 6 block somehow. I'll just tell you straight up, we're not getting 6 block. What we can do is get... well, I wonder if I could just kill you. 18 damage, then I need to deal another 8. It's easy. Can I just do it the old-fashioned way? 13 damage. And then you'll take 6 and 6. Yeah, this seems way better. Okay, so hit him for 13. Hit him for 6 and 6. I am an idiot. That did not work at all. Either way, we'll Blade Dance. Sure, we're vulnerable. Whatever. We're going to rest right after this because we have a boss fight, but I think we're well equipped to tackle the boss. The deck seems good. I understand roughly how to play it, and I think we've structured it in a way that's relatively smart. We're looking for combo cards. Honestly, if you can make Tactician upgraded especially, but if you can make it work, it's great. We don't have any relics that enable discard. We don't have any cards except Survivor that enable discard, so I think we're going to skip it for now. But rest assured it burns me up, because I have had, I think it was off camera, but I have had a really good discard deck, and Underhanded Strike and Tactician are the engine that fires that. So this guy is he's a bummer. We're going to preserve 0 energy this turn. Start with Distraction. I don't mind Blur here, for 0. You might as well neutralize him as well. It's at least damage, even if you don't get lasting effects. So we'll start with 5... Oh, I clicked on the wrong screen there. We'll start with 5 block on the next turn. And you know what? I think that we can actually justify getting a little poison on him early. Because 5 block for the next turn is nice because he's going to hit us for like 30 or maybe 40. Yeah, 30 right there. This is a very easy turn. And we're pretty lucky. Weakening him is going to help us out a lot. And then, you know, Blade Dance for 0 is at least going to put some extra damage on this. And we're going to take 3 damage. And that's 3 damage from his heavy turn, which is really, as far as I'm concerned, like an A- kind of outcome there. Alright, so we definitely want to Flying Knee. And we want to productively take damage, I think. Choke's no good here. We probably don't need to stack up very much damage now that I think about it. Oh, we could, though. Or stack up energy, I mean. Yeah, let's go for energy stacking, and then we'll try to get some card draw combo going next turn. It's my favorite order from Casa Bonita. I think I'm going to hit you for 8, and then accept that we're taking 2 damage. So knowing that we have choke available, what I'm hoping for here... that's not really what I was looking for. But we have 6 energy. Let's draw here. So we're gonna take 6 probably on this turn. We're gonna choke. We're gonna sucker punch him because that means we take less damage to begin with. We're gonna Flying Knee so that our energy gets rolled into the next turn. We're gonna backflip and we're hoping for good draw. I would say we didn't really get it, but we'll throw in a blur here, which will deal 3 damage. We'll take none. And we'll also roll 6 block into our next turn. So I think that was an okay turn there. Really, we just want to... Yeah, I've been down this road many times here. I sort of doubt that we're going to kill him. Yeah, this is fine. I sort of doubt that we're going to kill him before he gets the chance to do his next heavy attack. But that doesn't really matter. All that matters is that we're... alive. As long as we have 1 HP, that's enough, right? Because we're going to heal to max when we go to the next floor. So, now we have 5 energy on this turn. I really think you just defend, outmaneuver, roll 2 energy plus the 2 from outmaneuver into your next turn. Because we don't gain anything from using strikes. In fact, we lose energy on future turns. So, we got 7 energy on this turn. I still think you probably choke just for the raw damage. And out of these, I think you play both. You can get value out of both. He's going to hit us for 6. We'll roll 7 block into our next turn thanks to Blur. And again, despite not really having a unifying theme, this deck is proven really nice against this guy. I think you hit him for 6. And I think you make sure your block rolls over and you roll 3 energy into the next turn. At this point, 6 energy is probably more than we're ever going to need. Or really, if you want to be a little bit more pessimistic, it's probably more than we're ever going to be able to use, but... One thing's for sure, he's not going to get too much over us. He's going to deal 42 damage here. We got 70 HP, so we should be at 28. With a lot of burns in our deck, unfortunately. But we only need to deal 45 extra damage to him, and he's not hitting us too hard anymore. This is a very weird situation in which it's not even actually worth using bullet time. It is worth playing the defend, because it'll block the burn damage. It was a slow turn, and I mean our deck is thin, so every burn that gets added to it is pretty likely to get drawn at any given moment, but... I mean, we got 8 energy, so we open with a backflip. With Blade Dance, we can get through this shield. We're gonna go down to 17, I think. So we're not gonna die unless we draw a lot of burns here. He is also not going to die, but he's so close. We're going to go down to 14. But all we need to do is hit him with anything. Wow. We're still not going to die. But just to ensure that we don't... maybe we could get bad draw twice in a row. I just want to make sure that we're insulating ourselves. And I never use the elixirs, so there you go. You're dead. Dude, that was way closer than I wanted it to be, but... Okay. I think that we benefit from die, die, die. After Image is also awesome. And Alchemize is really, really... we've only had it once. I think you go Alchemize. Even though I said I overrated potions. Oh, you wouldn't. That's hilarious. I mean, Sozu is just... Okay, I've got to play. We're going to take Sozu. It completely invalidates the power we just took. We'll give that to an offering if we can, and see if we can get something awesome out of it. So we want to hit as many question marks as possible. I value the relic more than the card in this case. Philosopher's Stone to give enemies extra strength just irritates me. So we start with 5 energy. We're going to preserve 2 of that for next turn. We can't get any more card draw, so we could have played backflip first. But, you know, I think it's like... all situations are beneficial. Except this one was actually stupid because I'm only going to deal, like, you know, 8 damage to him, but... Yeah, we should have played backflip first. Probably. Either way, we took 0 damage. It's just, you know... this is really nice. So you'd probably start with choke. And then you would throw in a blade dance, which is 3 damage. And then you throw in a shiv, which is 4+3. And another shiv is 4+3. And then hit him with the flying knee, which is energy for the next turn. And then you'll throw in 2 blocks here. And we're going to end up taking 2 damage. But he took a lot of hits in the interim period. So I've become a believer in the choke card. That's doubtless. Prepared, draw 1, discard 1. Might as well. Yeah, I like it. If we dump this, we're dealing like literally no damage, but it sets us up for a nice turn next time. We're doing very little damage, I should say, but it sets us up for a nice turn next time. In theory, at least. Keep applying that weakness. That's important. I think we might as well alchemize. I don't know. Maybe we could trade a relic at some point. It's just like... it's one energy that's kind of dead right now, but... I'm really hoping we get the dancing purple fire spirits, and then we go over there and we go like, hey, check it out. That's going to do just enough. We got like a legendary card for you, and they go, oh my god, here's a relic as a result. So escape plan is like always good. The only thing is there is a level of opportunity cost to not take a dagger spray. But escape plan, especially in a deck in which we want to get as many like combos as possible, is a smart move. So we'll start with escape plan, and we'll dump... Oh, we don't have to discard on that. That's of course. So we'll hit you with Flying Knee. We'll hit you with Neutralize, and then we'll hit you with Sucker Punch. That way you're weak into the next turn. Oh, well, no you're not. But all your debuffs have been taken away, and taken away productively, I might add. Because his block lasts overturn, turn over turn, I should say, we might as well keep hitting him. Start with Distraction, we get Cloak and Dagger. Not bad. We will want to throw in another Defend. I think we're just going to play out our hand here. We'll maintain 1 energy for next turn. And we're got a good chance to draw Choke, unfortunately, when we lost all of our Choke enablers, but you play Backflip first. Oh, then you play Bullet Time, Choke, Strike, Block, Block, Blur, And he's dead. That was pretty lucky. I think dodge and roll is pretty good for us. The deck, I'm not really maintaining its thinness the way I wanted to. Purple Fire Spirits. No, remove a card from your deck. I don't want to remove Alchemize. This is an investment. This is a Bitcoin. I'm holding it. It's 2014 Bitcoin. I'm going to sell it in December 2017. We need Purple Fire Spirits. We picked up a bunch of defend, so I'm just going to get rid of a basic defend. We picked up a bunch of blocking cards, I should say. So I'm going to get rid of a basic defend. It would be nice to draw a choke here, which we did not. But we can still bullet time. Such a good card in this situation. And then we get distraction, which gives us acrobatics. It's very unfortunate, because this will cost 1 next turn. We should have used it first, but it was tempting to roll the energy into next turn. So, I think we go on the healer here. I don't think we'll be able to get the kill. We're not even going to get close to the kill. Okay, so we're frail for a couple turns. Usually I was going to say they start buffing now, so we really want to kill this guy on this turn. And we don't have the gas to do it. We can't drink potions anymore. That's right, that's right. Well, we're not going to use Alchemize this time. We're going to roll as much block as we can, because it seems like we're probably going to need it. This seems like, if things go really wrong, this could be the kind of fight that ends this run here. But I'm hopeful that that's not going to be the case. So we'll start with an escape plan. This is what we wanted, believe it or not, is a choke. Neutralize this guy. Strike you. Strike you. Throw up another defend. He's not dead. He is going to heal himself, but he's been fairly hurt here. This is the kind of fight where poison is definitely a lot better, because it kind of... it puts the enemies on a timer, but... You know, we're in the situation we're in here. There's nothing much you can say about it. See, the thing is, like, I need you to die, though, and you're on 4 HP, and you're going to get a block for 16, 15, and then you're going to heal... Probably next turn. Yeah, exactly. See, you see my conundrum here. So now, I think you backflip, and then you acrobatics. You discard something you're not going to need. Probably a basic strike. Although, yeah, this is fine. Then you would play a bullet time, and you'd start to say, okay, how do we get up over these enemies? And blur is going to be fine for us here. It's actually really nice. So you're going to get neutralized. Unless we needed to kill you, which I don't think we do. We need to deal 8. This is 9. So you're done. You get neutralized, so you deal less damage. Outmaneuver. No. Yes. There you go. So you're going to roll 9 block turn over turn. And we got a nice little strategic, tactical sort of deck here. 18 block. Or is necessary, I should say. Hey. This is a very... strange turn. We don't gain anything from playing that last defend. In fact, we end up losing energy we'd roll into our next turn. Not that we're going to need 8 energy or 9 energy to use all our cards, but still. Choke is still good here. He's not going to die, which is really unfortunate. And we're going to end up taking 4 damage. We're going to use this on him just to deal 3 damage. And we get another potion. I wish you could sell those, but... You know, it's not really a criticism of the game design. It might completely break things if you did that. That's why, like, whenever people talk about, you know, game design is like, well, I'm a baby in a dungeon, but if this were real life, you could do this. And you're like, okay, well, whatever you say. I'm going to take Quick Slash. I think the card draw is good, and it enables us to go to the shop and remove maybe a basic attack. I'm going to add 1 of 20 cards to our deck. Enemies start with weakness, right? They start with vulnerable. That's important to remember. So footwork, I've been told footwork is excellent, and I am an idiot for not taking it in the past. Cloak and Dagger is also a card I like a lot. I don't know if we need a second choke. So let's take Footwork. People have told me that it's almost always good. It's probably a good time to upgrade a card. Bullet Time, I think it's become clear that it's unnecessary for us here. Enabling Choke is pretty good. Sucker Punch applying 2 weak is pretty good. Gaining 3 energy instead of 2 is pretty good. 3 decks is probably the best, but I'm going to go for Choke because it's really the linchpin of our combo. And this is an important room for us, so... Secret Weapon. Choose an attack from your draw pile, place it into your hand, exhaust. This is really nice if we get it with the ability to select a choke. Get out of your hand, I'm trying to see. Madness can be really good, but we're already at like a surplus of energy, which is why I almost look at this and I go like, well, we don't really need Lantern. I think it'd be good to have it, and we don't have many other good options, so I'll take that. And then for card removal, I don't want to remove Alchemize. I want to get value for it. So I think we want to remove a basic bad strike or a basic defend, but we'll go with a basic bad strike. And then we'll go here. We can hit a campfire after the next bit of combat. So this guy's always tricky. He hits you real hard, and he hits you real hard right out the bat. You want to neutralize him for sure. You probably want to keep him weak as long as possible. I think then we want energy next turn. You throw in a little backflip. You dagger spray. And then you choose. And my choice here is to take no damage and roll 2 block into the next turn. We still got 5 energy thanks to the plant. We've got no damage this turn. Yet. Escape plan was good there. He's dealing 12. Doesn't roll any block over, but I feel like why take damage if we don't have to? We got 7 energy on this turn. This should be a big one. That's the idea, at least. So you definitely want to choke early. Then we probably play Footwork. We play Escape Plan, which did give us the block value. You play Quick Slash. You play a Strike. You play another Defend. You get a lot of value out of it, actually. And then we're going to take 3 damage, but we did a ton. Now he's dealing 24 damage this turn. You know, things, they don't get any easier over the course of this fight. Believe it or not, I'm a little concerned about our chances for survival. Because he just keeps hitting. He gets stronger every turn, if I remember. Well, no, not this turn, apparently. And finally we get our weaknesses again. So, we'll neutralize. Sucker Punch. 15 damage. We did get the block, which is actually really valuable here. We're still going to take 3 damage, but 3 damage is nothing. We really might have him in lethal range for the next turn. If we could literally hit him with anything. But it's still not a bad turn, because we're going to roll over 4 block. It's not a ton, but at least we got value, and we have so much energy. 9 energy on the next turn. We only got to hit him for 16. Like, he should be dead. We're getting a lot of, like, gasless hands. So gaining 1 strength at the start of each combat is awesome. I think 1,000 cuts kind of sucks. But it does give us energy. Well, sorry, we have so much energy that maybe it's worth it. Maybe it's okay, at least. But I also think Caltrops against the right kind of enemies is pretty nice. And we're going to have the energy to play it even though it's a little slow. So I think that that's completely okay. Art of War sometimes is going to be good for us, but not that often. Prepared, usually good, but Blur has been super nice for us as well. And I guess we're committing to that thick deck aesthetic here. As much as I'd love to hit this shop, I think we go... Oh, but if we go to the campfire, we have to fight the elite. So I think we dodge the elite, to hit as many question marks. Purple fire spirits, please. Okay, so it's still combat. What do you want to do here? Well, we have 5 energy. We can't weaken him for 2 turns, but this is good damage. I think you play Dexterity, and then you play Blur to give yourself a little value in the future. Then I think you get a card draw for value. Choke's not a good card here anymore, but it does do 19 damage. Alternatively, we could deal 15 plus 12. And I think that's how we play it. We're going to get 1 energy next turn out of Happy Flower, and we are starting with 7 block, but you never know what's going to happen with Snecko Eye. It's a pretty bad situation. Well, the first thing that happened with Snecko Eye is that we get bullet time for free. So that's going to give us 5 surplus energy for next turn. It's actually not worth playing Backflip because we don't get the card draw. I mean, it's not worth not playing it either. The thing is, it doesn't matter whether we play it or not, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So we have 10 energy this turn, which actually means that a play like that is not that bad. Similarly, like, I think we can afford to do this, although I don't love it, and everything else is inconsequential. As long as we can roll energy into each turn, we can probably insulate ourselves from the Snecko Eye, but it's not ideal. I mean, Blur means we're going to take 7 damage here. I don't like playing 3 energy strikes. I'll be the first to tell you. But I'm glad we got Caltrops enabled. Our 1 energy neutralize is fine. I wish it weren't, but it is. We're going to draw, and we drew a skill, which is incredible. And we're going to blur. And I think at this point, definitely you want to play that. I think you do the backflip just so you take no more damage, and then you'll pass turn. And we have no extra energy for next turn, which is terrible for us, but we've kind of stabilized a little bit. We got 3 block that we're starting out with, so he's only going to hit us for 5 if he hits us at all. This is, like, literally useless at this point. Well, I'll hit you with that. I'll hit you with this. I will play this. Now it's not useless. Now it's extremely useful. Because we'll get extra energy next turn. And it cost us nothing. And we rolled over the surplus as well. So now we got 7 energy this turn. Can we kill him? Yes. Fairly easily. Alright, that sucked. That got a little scary. Doesn't matter. We're gonna... If you don't know why I'm skipping the potion, should be pretty clear. Purple fire spirits. Remove all strikes, obtain 5 bites. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like this kind of deck yet. Start each combat with 10 block. I actually love it. Keep in mind, starting each combat with 10 block is going to save us a lot of energy sometimes. Energy that can be rolled over. Oh, here we go. Please, all I ask is that you don't kill me with this roll. What is that? No card draw? Nothing? Choose, oh, remove a card from your deck. That's pretty good. Take a basic defend still. Dude, we're going to find those purple fire spirits. I'm guaranteeing it. Oh, dude, no bullet time, but a choke is awesome here. So, you're going to play a choke on the weakest one. Then you're going to escape plan. We did get block. Not that we need it, but we're going to play a flying knee. We need card draw, unfortunately, so we're going to play a backflip, which kills you. We're going to throw in a neutralize on you. Do we have any other 0 energy cards? We could roll extra energy into our next turn, but while they're vulnerable, I'd rather try like a backflip. And then maybe... I mean, a strike is 15 damage. That's more than Caltrops is going to give us in all likelihood. No, you know what you do? You play Blur. Then you have 31 block for the next turn. And they're only going to hit you for like 19. But it saves you all the energy of having to play any blocks on the next turn. So we get 1 extra turn to just go wild on them. And it actually will play another Blur on this turn. And that'll, again, the longer we can chain those, the better it is for us. Although we do want these guys to die as soon as possible because a little scary. So we still got 26 block for the next turn, which is still really good. That'll buy us another turn or two before we're too scared here. Survivor is unnecessary. Alright, we got one guy. We are going to need to block through his next turn. Unless we can do 41 damage, which is hilariously kind of plausible if we drew like the right kind of choke combo, but we didn't. So instead, you would probably backflip and then bullet time. Ah! We still need it, actually. Oh, we should have. Yeah, that would have caused us to take 0 damage, but I guess so be it. Lesson learned. We should have played footwork first. I got so excited by the fact that the block was not literally useless after playing bullet time that kind of bricked it up. Anyway, you're dead. That's a pretty good encounter, all things considered. Deflect is fine, but I think we're always going to be happy with prepared as well. And this is kind of the moment of truth here. We're going to take a quick old rest. This guy blocks about 100 debuffs. Luckily, a lot of our debuffs are really cheap. Okay, so I think you go for choke here. That did take away a debuff, which I was kind of hoping for, if I'm being honest. It's a fairly easy way to enable that. We don't need to defend this turn, so we'll dump that, play a distraction. Nightmare. Choose a card. Next turn, add 3 copies of that card into your hand. It's not very good for us right now, but... Blur? Blur would be nice. There's no need to play a backflip. We might as well save our energy, unless we want to strike him. Why not? So we'd really like to draw choke again next turn, but it's not even possible. Well, I don't know. We can get through the deck pretty quick here. Wow. So you'd probably then do a backflip. You want to neutralize and pull his last debuff away. Then we play bullet time. Amazingly, we'll still have 1 energy available for next turn. Let's just play the stuff that's automatic first. Like, we definitely want 2 blurs. We want to outmaneuver. We want to play Blade Dance. Okay, so let's look at our damage now. 10, 17, 29, 39 damage. Who do you hit with 39 damage? I think you hit one of the orbs. And the reason is that they're going to sequester a card. So if we can kill this orb on the next turn, we will get Caltrops. And they're not doing any damage anyway. Plus we rolled 10 block over. So we're only getting hit for 8 this turn. That's pretty good. No card draw sucks here, but you played Dexterity, Dagger Spray. This will give us Caltrops back. No need to play Survivor. Instead you play Dodge Roll and turn. Okay. We're not making much progress on the Automaton, but we're doing okay. This is where, again, some poison is really nice. So he's going to deal 20 this turn, but we already got 18. This is fine. I think we don't really want the Alchemize back. So as far as I'm concerned... Oh, you're doing 28 damage, though. Alright, if I can kill you, I'd like to kill you. I don't think I'm going to kill you. I'm definitely going to kill you. So we got Alchemize back. There's no reason to play it, though. Blur is awesome. We'll roll another 5 block into our next turn, and then we only got 1 dude here. And he's probably... No, he's not even going to summon other creatures, so... Lucky us. We'll start with Quick Slash. Go Escape Plan. Outmaneuver. I'll take the card draw to try to do some more damage. It gives us energy for next turn. We don't have Blur, but if we play this, it's like playing 8 block for our next turn, so I'm okay with it, and we'll hit him. We only have 3 energy on the next turn, or we have 4 energy, sorry, but I know that seems small. Oh, never mind, we have 7 because we played Outmaneuver. I totally forgot. Alright, well, We start with 8, which is nice, and we'll play this. We probably do want to play Bullet Time. We might like to discard a defend. Well, no, you're hitting us for 46. We probably don't want to discard a defend. Discard like a Blade Dance. You know what's funny is that all of our cards only cost 3 to play anyway, but this is more stylish. It's going to be a slow fight, and I think we should just accept that. Really, how we're getting over this guy right now is hilariously caltrops. It's a little embarrassing. So Blur allows you to preserve the 7 block that you've already got here, so we're going to definitely do that. Should always do card draw first, I suppose. Yeah, let's go hard on this one. So we'll choke, and then gain energy next turn. Sucker Punch. We'll throw in one more defend, because Blur means it gets rolled over anyway. We really have to strike while the iron's hot with choke. Now this turn, we're happy with Blur again because it's going to roll over 14 block. And we just use that to play it, I guess. To get it out of our deck and make it thinner. Well, I can't get any more potions. Alright, he's not even hitting us. So you go Escape Plan, Quick Slash into card draw, Neutralize for damage, Prepared. We know we don't need Survivors, so we'll dump that. Pass turn. It's gonna be... sorry, I hit my knee on the desk. It's gonna be slow, but I hope that at this point you're kind of a believer in the deck. I will say, all it takes is one really bad turn to totally screw this up. Like, if we draw no block, we're gonna be real cheesed, but... start with Escape Plan. Oh, so good. And we will play Prepared. We could afford to drop a regular strike. We still have 6 energy. We're trying to hit him where it hurts, because, you know, we have Choke available right now, so every card is worth another 3 damage on top, or 5 damage, that's right, on top of what it was already doing. So when we get Choke, I think we really, like, that's when we put the pedal to the metal. We hit the gas as hard as we can to try to make it happen. Can't kill him this turn, huh? He's not hitting us at all. Here's what I think you do, though. I think you still Blur. And maybe save yourself 2 energy. But to do 13 damage is unnecessary. To do 22 damage, it's probably unnecessary to have 8 energy. It's my professional opinion. This is what's nice about having Blur. You know, he's dealing 52 damage. But we're actually blocking it and keeping some extra block for next turn, so... You know, there's a case to be made for maybe adding some more attacks to this deck. I'm starting to notice. I think we can say that Glass Knife is okay. Transform all strikes and defends. We only have 6. Snecko Eye is way too dangerous. Pandora's Box, I think, kind of sucks, but I like it. I like it. Fine. I love it. I like it. Probably not going to get it to work, but that's okay. Hey, thanks for watching. This deck's weird, but it's sort of doing okay. If you enjoyed the episode, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.